I can't thank Tom DeLoach for giving me the opportunity. We just won Daytona.
Yes, you did. How about that on a last lap pass, the third time that's happened here? Did you have a strategy going into that final lap?
I was just content to where I was at, but the 23 came up, gave me a good run. I went high, the 30 went up. We all just kind of creamed up together, and I couldn't believe it. I just want to say that I had a deal with Skinner to work all night long, and a little rookie mistake part, and I'm sorry for what I did, but I just can't believe it. I'm going to Disney World.
All right, Sarah comes in here. Tom DeLoach is here. The celebration is underway. Timothy Peters with win number 2.
There will be smiles on the faces all night long. Timothy Peters wins at the World Center of Racing. The NASCAR Camping World Truck Series on Speed is brought to you by Camping World, introducing the all-new Coleman travel trailers, now available at Camping World. By Dish Network, why would you ever pay for more TV? And by CiCi's Pizza, home of the endless pizza, pasta salad, and dessert buffet. Celebration continues as Timothy Peters will hoist the NextEra Energy Resources 250 trophy. What a memory this will be for him.
You don't want to leave there, you know, Rick.
No. Let's take a look at tonight's Stay in the Game with Just for Men hair color moment.
Well,
coming off of turn number 4.
Timothy Peters stayed in the game. This is coming off of turn number 2 right here.
Timothy said he is committed to Todd. He was just going to push him. But when he saw this run Jason White came up with, he said he had to change his
I got to
plan.
go. I got to go. I got to move up. When he moved up, Todd moved up a little bit. They made a little contact. Timothy did the crossovers. Todd stayed right there, but Timothy stayed on the throttle, and Dennis Setzer was going to come up and give him a shove.
Yeah, I think if Todd could have stayed there, he would have had a shot. But look, he flew way up the track, couldn't hold his truck straight, and he gave up too much momentum.
Stayed in the game. Stay in the game with Just for Men hair color.
Whew, that's fun.
Yeah.
It wasn't even over when it was over.
It kept going. Adam Alexander.
Starting on the pole, finishing 4th is Jason White. I know you would have loved to have won this thing, so what was your game plan on the final lap?
You know, I wanted to get him on the backstretch, and I got a heck of a run. Timothy made a great move that went high, and I gave him a heck of a shot, pushed him to the win, so I was glad to see him win. We used to race go-karts together, so that's pretty cool to see him win. But, yeah, I mean, we had a great truck. These guys did a heck of a job, and, you know, shame we didn't get it, but we had a good run, qualified on the pole, so it was a good night.
Great start to 2010. Congratulations.
Hey, man, thanks a lot.
Still smiling. Jason's still smiling. He did a great job.
I like that move he made. He made something happen, you know?
That's right.
Official results for the first event, 2010 season. Timothy Peters grabbing the win. That's the 4th time a Tundra has gone to victory lane.
How about Matt Crafton? He hung around the back of the pack the entire race, and I'm not sure at the end of this race he may say I waited too long.
This is our Polaris unofficial results for the NextEra Energy Resources 250 as we look at the second 10.
Of those top 10 finishers, only 2 of them started in the top 10. And our average starting position for our top 10, a little bit over 18.
That's incredible.
That just tells you how much these guys mixed it up tonight.
Look at all these point contenders. Mike Skinner, Kyle Busch had trouble. Mike Skinner, Ron Hornaday, Rick Crawford, all involved in accidents.
And early accidents. Shannon Castle, Johnny Sauter involved in the first lap incident. Adam Alexander.
How about the underdog run of the night? Dennis Setzer and this team came together late in the going, a practice crash, all that, and you're still able to finish 3rd. What'd you see on that wild final lap?
It was just in line going down the back straightaway. They fanned out too wide. I got behind the 17 and give him a little shove coming off 4 right here. And, you know, Todd and I bounced off each other a couple times there. He got loose coming up to the line, but just good racing. You know, I just appreciate the opportunity from Danny Gill. Danny and I had some good times back quite a few years ago. He was with me at Morgan Dollar Motorsports. We won quite a few races, and now he owns his own team. So pretty impressive start for Gill Motorsports.
Dennis Setzer, Danny Gill, names that have been around this series for a long time, and they got it done tonight.
Timothy Peters goes across the start-finish line straight. And finishing second, going sideways across the start-finish line, was Todd Bodine.
This copyrighted telecast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or used in any form without the authorized written consent of NASCAR Broadcasting. NASCAR would like to thank all of our loyal fans for your continued support, and we hope you enjoyed today's broadcast.
Nothing better than the feeling of hoisting the checkered flag and the trophy in Victory Lane at Daytona International Speedway.
He got a little bit of a bath, didn't he?
He did.
Let's ride along with the guy who finished second in this race and really listen in.
His rear wheels were off the ground before he got to the start-finish line.
And he never lifted.
He never lifted.
He had his foot on the floorboard. I guarantee he's gritting his teeth, hanging on.
He was going to make sure that he was on the throttle when he got to the start-finish line.
Let's go back trackside to Adam Alexander.
Thorsport Racing lost 2 trucks in the early portion of this race. Matt Crafton was very good throughout the evening. You kind of laid low, and it paid off there at the end.
That's all I did is lay low. I mean, Armenard's Herculiner Chevy was, I mean, it was good, but it wasn't great. And so that's our whole plan. All weekend thing just didn't have as much speed in as we thought it should have for whatever reason it was, and we just rode it. That was one of the hardest races I've ever had to do, just sit there and ride around and not go up there and race and just let everybody just take themselves out and do everything that they did and then go race with 15 to go. That was our plan with 15 to go. We're with contact, just go, go, go. And I mean, it was kind of aggravating. We got blocked up there on the bottom, tried to make the outside work, but all in all, not a bad day. I mean, it was really discouraging to see Johnny Sauter and Landon Castle get wrecked on the first lap, because that was our whole plan. All of us were going to fade and just kind of ride together and save it till the end. If I'd have had a teammate, because there wasn't any Chevy Silverados that were left at the end, I was being ganged up on by all these Toyotas. So I mean, I was waiting to get a push by a Chevy, but there wasn't any left with me. So that's what was so discouraging with Johnny not being there.
Thanks, Matt.
Thank you.
What a beautiful facility for the first event of the 2010 season. It all gets kicked off right here, and a 29-year-old from Providence, North Carolina goes to Victory Lane. What a memory this will be for him.
For me, I love these darn races. You can't predict what's going to happen. We heard Timothy P. couldn't predict what was going to happen. We heard him say in Victory Lane, I was pretty content just to push Todd. But then he saw Jason White coming, and he said, well, if he can do it, I'm going to try it. What a great finish.
And Todd said he was a sitting duck leading, but I don't think he would want to be in any other position at that point, but he did a great job. He did what he had to do. When he saw those guys coming to the outside, he went to the outside to block, and unfortunately made contact with Timothy. But still, a great recovery to finish second, because he hit the wall on the backstretch.
Yeah, what about all the wrecks we had? I mean, that wreck on the first lap took out guys that could certainly win the race, and then we saw some bump drafting that went bad. So those were disappointing moments during the course of the evening, but even though we only had a few guys left, they sure were determined, and it was so fun to watch them race to that checker.
When we started this show off, you said the 2000 truck race was your favorite memory. You
2003.
said 2003. I said maybe 2010 will be the memory that we'll all come away from this one. And I tell you what, it was living up to its billing.
I bet you Timothy Peters is going to remember this one.
It's his favorite one for sure.
The next stop for the Camping World Truck Series will be in Atlanta. Coming up next, it's the countdown to the Daytona 500, Joe Gibbs Racing. There are a lot of trucks that didn't get to the checkered flag tonight, but most importantly, Timothy Peters wins race number 2 of his career right here at Daytona.
Kyle Busch has won 4 of the 10 Truck Series races at Atlanta Motor Speedway. But can he win with his own truck? Find out in 3 weeks when the trucks take to one of the fastest tracks on the circuit. You won't want to miss 1 second of the action, starting with the setup at 1:30, only on Speed. Be there.